I think we're live here from Light Fair 2022 at the TCP booth. We have Greg Ehrich, Ellis Jan, and Leslie Matt, and the announcer, who's making
he's here
announcements
too.
over. So I'm here in Toronto at Get a
Yeah.
Grip Studios, and we're here to talk about Light Fair. Greg, it's good to see you guys. And how's the show kicked off? How's it started? Let's start with Greg.
Yeah, no, it's been great. You know, a lot bigger than the New York one was. Still, maybe not as big as it used to be, but it's awesome. I'm having a good time for sure.
Yes, I agree with you. New York was some kind of disaster, in my opinion. Okay, that's why yesterday morning I was super nervous.
Mm-hmm.
So just like 10 minutes before the show started, and Leslie just brought me up to our second floor, and he said, "Look over, see how many people out there."
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Nice crowd.
It was pretty exciting because we have a double two-story booth, and we are positioned right where the registration is. So you could see all the people just waiting to come in. And it was really exciting to see because we were super nervous as exhibitors that no one was going to show up. And if they did show up, would they come to the show or would they just come to party? And it was super encouraging to see the huge crowd of people that was lined up and ready to come and excited to see new product innovations and just get back to normal and chit-chatting with everybody.
So follow up what you said is not just a crowd. We need to get people to our booth, which Leslie talked about, new technology, new products, okay? And the people got so excited what we're able to show. I mean, I will say for so many years, this is the year I really feel it's like, wow, the technology matters, okay? The innovation matters because we talked about this in the past. So many people out there, they just want to make inexpensive products, okay? You know, to a point, we fed up with it. We say, you know what? We all together have wonderful products. How can we not just promoting to the next generation, use the technology we have, use the creation we have, right? That's how we see it. People come to our booth, okay, say, holy moly, how did you do it?
And to that point, Mike, and something you bring up all the time, and something right in front of us, form factors, and how you can advance the technology if you have the right form factors. I want to show these things. Is that all right?
Absolutely. Okay. Tell people how we started.
Yeah.
This is how we started here,
yeah,
right?
well, you take it, Ellis. It's your stuff.
Okay.
Just don't break any of it, okay?
Remember, we started this, right? You know, we love the name called CCK.
The high lumen filament or corncob killer.
Okay.
Yeah.
This one we show people in the past. You know, we go after a metal headlight size, which is start from ED 17, 23, and 28. This is how we start with that. Okay, this is the ED 17. This is the ED 28. Then today we do both frosted and clear.
Yep.
Now you are holding something. Holy moly!
About that.
Look at this guy. This is the BT56.
The monster.
It's a monster here. It's a
monster.
But hang on, guys. Hang on. No, we all love the corn cob killer. It's wanted in all 50 states and in Canada. Okay, but how refreshing is it for you to say a term like BT57 and all lighting people that know lighting know exactly what you're talking about? We have to get back to coding and shapes and sustainability. We have to, Ellis.
Correct.
Absolutely.
Because in the past, we agreed upon this is when some other products come out, they didn't follow up the traditional size, you know, how the original HID performs. Okay, so those other products got itself into trouble because it doesn't fit this and that. So we have to re-educate the market. Start with, what's the original bulbs look like? What's the size of that?
Yeah.
Okay, that's why we are so tough on ourselves. Okay, stick with the size of those bulbs. That's why we stick with the ED 17, 23, 28. Believe it or not, we have something between called ED 37, which is smaller than this and bigger than that. So when you're talking about a full line of the traditional HID replacement, you start at 17, 23, 28, 37, and the BT56. Now we're talking about a full line. That's on the one side. The other side is We also do clear and the frosted, okay? Because some
Yeah.
people just say, hey, we would like to have a frosted. You know what I mean? Fine. We give you frosted. Number 3 is colors. We start with 4,000K, 5,000K, and 2,200K, right?
Yep.
Now all of a sudden people say, do you have a 3,000? Give me the purchase order. Give me your money. I make that for you tomorrow. Okay?
Also true. So
Right?
absolutely.
Okay. And something else really awesome, as you guys know, in the Florida, all the coastline over there, okay, they all need what they call the turtle light.
Yeah.
Okay. The turtle light is in the 590 nanometers. Now we make the CCK into the turtle light, so they can take into all the wall
They can take the E17 and put it in the bollards. They can put it in the wall packs. There's a lot of neat things that they can do with that to make it work.
And the 200 lumens per watt. Sorry, Mike. 200 lumens per watt. Is that covering up to what wattage you can replace?
Okay, the 200 lumens per watt actually is we're talking about size. I know. Let's go through a little bit education here.
Yeah.
Okay. ED17, I cannot do 200 lumens per watt. The reason for that is envelope is too small.
Okay.
I couldn't put enough stuff in it. Okay, this is the only bulb we cannot 200 lumens per watt. So start with that. Okay, you're talking about ED23 and ED28 and ED37. They are all 200 lumens per watt. The sign so-called behind this is very simple. The size of the envelope. If the envelope is too small, we cannot just puncture that much lumens. Okay. Obviously, for this guy, the BT56, we're able to puncture more than 200 lumens per watt because I have enough space inside. Okay.
How many lumens is that one, Alice?
This one actually we're releasing in 32, 35 days. This one will be 12,000 lumens.
Nice.
Wow.
12,000 lumens. This is really a revolution. I mean, we talked about this before. I think you guys agree with us as this is the first time has a 200 lumens per watt, a real product.
But you know what, Ellis, there's one thing that I want to add on to that I think is so important about this line that you guys have come up with. A lot of time, the NAILED Committee on Sustainability came up with one of their points was that manufacturers have to offer long-term product support. And their thrust was that, everything's changing so quickly, and are the parts going to be available to repair this light fixture? What you guys have created here is a de facto commitment to long-term product support, because when the lamp burns out, you put in a new one in 4 or 5 years or whatever the warranty is. You can just change the light bulb. It's not a big fussy hassle to find a driver and an array and all this kind of stuff. That is what I find so wonderful about the corncob killer is that, hey, if anything goes wrong, it's a really easy fix to get the lights back on. You just screw in a new light bulb. And I think as an industry, we've kind of forgot about that product support. And I love this line of lamps because it's in there de facto, Ellis.
Yeah, also, based on what you're talking about right now, we are talking about every single day today is you all heard about this? In the near future, could be the fourth quarter or later third quarter, the recession is coming. Remember, the people talk about the economy, this and that. We always say this, okay? Actually, we say TCP, all other people, your guys the same way. Energy efficiency, we call that as a recession-approved product and recession-approved the line. Now, when we talk about recession, we have to help people to go through that by 2 ways. Number one is instead of pay lots of money for the fixtures, go back to Mike was talking about now you change your light bulbs. It's less expensive. Okay. Besides, Michael, you're talking about in the future, give people options. Just look at what we're facing for the recession. We have a product has such a superb performance, able to people afford at a reasonable price.
Well, and the other thing, Ellis, is if one lamp burns out on your building, you don't have to replace all your wall packs. You can, so that you have the same look, you can just get a lamp as they go.
Right. The second thing, I guess, is when during the recession is the savings. But let me say this, okay? Everybody watch, okay? Is our utility rate, the money, is going up, okay? Because you can talk about oil, because 60%, I think maybe I'm wrong, our power plant here is using the natural gas. So natural gas price going up. So with that, the 200 lumens per watt, the efficiency will tremendously help people to save money.
Save money now when they buy it, and save money in the future when they don't have to take out the fixture. And I don't mean to suggest that these have a short life or anything. I'm sure there are 50,000. How many? What's the hour rating on the product, Ellis?
It's 50,000 hours. Now, this is really awesome. Other people have a lot of other products out there. They claim for 25,000, okay? Now, we claim for 50,000 hours. It's very simple. It's a technology. We do not producing the tremendous amount of heat. We control the heat. When we're able to reduce the heat, you increase efficiency, you increase the life at the same time. That's why we're the only company today, designing the product, we warranty on 50,000 hours.
Where is the driver in this? You know, you look at all those other.
I don't know. Would you tell me? I'm going to have a driver somewhere.
It's in the base here.
It's in the base.
Yeah, so it's actually nestled into the base. And because we've done such a good job with managing the heat, it doesn't overheat, it doesn't do anything crazy, and we can warranty it for such a long life.
So because of that, it's a base, it's a type of B, we call it a bypass.
It's a bypass.
You have to bypass the ballast.
Which is good.
Right?
I think that's
we always suggest people to bypass it because you don't know how old the ballast is. You know what I mean? So based on that, it's the bypass, and it's a 12277. Believe it or not, we shovel 12277 into that little socket.
How we did it, I don't know.
I have no idea, okay? But we did it, okay?
We actually know, but it's okay.
Why did the Type A metal halide go away? I still get people that request that are ballast compatible HID replacement, and nobody's really doing it anymore. Right?
Let me say this, okay? Yeah. Actually, if you go back to corn cups, okay? Corn cups you're able to do it because it has enough room in it.
But nobody's making them anymore.
And nobody's making anymore.
Yeah.
We couldn't do it because I don't have space.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the only reason. Okay. Right.
Nice. So what other innovations have you seen, or that you guys are thinking that's coming down the pipeline? Anything you're ready to share? Or?
Okay, that's one thing. Okay, so we basically at the life fair, we're pushing different directions. This is what we call technology. Okay, this is what we call technology. For your guys' information, the next generation we're releasing, we really look at are not just able to punch out the light, will move up to CI 90. Okay, so not just talking about 200 lumens per watt high CI. So that's one direction we're moving in this line. And then
not just this line, but all of our products, whether it's a fixture or a lamp, any of it.
Actually, we already expand this line. So once is, look at this. This is called ED17, right? And all of a sudden, I say, yeah, people understand ED17. But you know what? There's a need out there what we call the high lumen package of the A19 bulbs. Right?
Yeah.
A21. I have A21 in my head. Okay?
You got A19, you got them all. That's great. Yeah.
We all of a sudden, we're using the same guts from ED17. We sealed into A21, G25, which basically we're producing a light bulb version, glass version, okay, with 200 lumens per watt with 3,000 lumens. Okay, so we already extend to the other side. Now this is getting very odd. One side we push to the A19 side, give a high performance. The other side we go this guy. So look at that, guys. Same technology.
That's great.
Okay. Now, yes.
I have to ask you on that point. When you're developing this technology, and you're moving to high CRI, how does TCP decide as a company like what you're going to focus on? How does it start? Where does the idea come from? Who came up with let's make ED17 into an LED? Whose idea was that, and how did you guys decide to pursue it?
I think it was customer request. I mean, realistically, it was people asking for something that would fit in those small wall packs that an ED17 was in.
Yeah. So Leslie collected tremendous amount of marketing information. Why people have issues? Why people ripped off the existing fixtures? Just try to shovel one product into it. So we collect all those information, and at the end of the day, that's my job. My job called unreasonable, okay? I just came in it. I just unreasonably demanded. So basically, on one of those calls, I remember I pulled out this metal halide in my hand, and I tell both sides, okay,
figure it out.
U.S. side, China side says, figure it out. I don't care how you do it. Okay, I give you guys less than 90 days. I was very generous. Usually I tell people 2 weeks, but this one I figure it'll take a longer time. Okay, and this is what we have. But another thing I want to point out is, because as you guys know, TCP is the only lighting company today producing its own LED lighting chips. That helps. If we do not have our own LED chips, we cannot make this happen.
And that's why we push to the high CRI as well, because we see color rendering as being super important and being the next thing.
To continue to answer your question, how we see today is, I have this idea, and I think Leslie, everybody thinking that's what moving forward is, old days, we talk about illumination. We want to talk about punch the lights out. But I think a new days, a new ways we to do is how human eyes, through human eyes, see things. Not necessarily you force the lights down, how you see things. How the object being looked at it. Now, all of a sudden, we're getting fussed. Now we're talking about high CIs and this and that. So that, I think, if you ask me where the TCP is going, that's the direction we're going right now.
And one of the things here that I found interesting was, this is a true color MR16 mic. I don't know if you heard when I was rattling off the live stream as we were testing it. I was talking a little about this and how it looks like it could actually replace halogens. You're always concerned about that. It says around the package 95 CRI and an R9 of 90. I haven't seen that R9 on a lot of other packaging.
Right, because there's two difference you do it. Because there's two different CI 90, 95. Okay, one is just regular ones. Regular ones, you cannot bring the R9 up. But what we do is Leslie called the Celestic, or some people call the Sunlight. With that technology, we move the R9 up to 90. Okay. That's the difference. There's a two type of the. I just stopped here. I don't want to.
No, that's good. Do you think there will ever be that new metric that, I know the R9 was part of it, but whatever the new CRI is supposed to be, is it ever going to get to that point?
No, you always have two different types.
Okay.
One, they only punch up the CI, but never bring up the R.
Okay.
Another one is right, Leslie. Another one
there's
is
actually three when you think about it. They bring up the R9 value, right? And then the other one, it's got the massive blue peak, so you neutralize all your R values, and then you've got the last but not least, you've got one where it's got this huge red spike in it too. So it's kind of balancing out what the right CRI and balanced R values are for the application that you're putting the product into. So for example, that True Color product that you brought up is downstairs. Our booth underneath us right now is a beautiful pink field of cherry blossoms. And we're using that to punch out the color. So much so that we had people taking Instagram photos behind it because they thought it was pretty earlier.
Yeah, very pretty. People really thought that's the prettiest booth, okay? So that's on the technology side, right? But we also start with called innovation. How do you call that? I mean, we literally want to give the old product a new life. Okay, let me give you one example. You guys have to agree with. You know one product I hate the most?
What's that?
Panels.
Flat panels?
Okay. Why? Because, you know what I mean. Okay?
Right.
But you know what? Flat panel is a flat panel. But we can give flat panel a new life. So that's what the Leslie did. Unfortunately, we're on the second floor. If you go downstairs, if you have a chance to shoot a couple pictures, we have something just awesome. Leslie, would you share that with us?
So what we have is our accent series. And what we've done is we've actually put a different type of lens that gives the panel a 3D look and feel onto it. So we can do any kind of custom design. In fact, Greg, if you look at right over there, you can see it. In fact, we've done one that's so neat that it looks like a volumetric troffer. However, it's in a panel. So the lens makes it look 3D and exactly like a volumetric troffer would look. However, it's a flat panel with a different lens type on it. So it's just a different twist to the product to give you a higher end look and feel to your space without adding a lot of additional cost. Because you can mix that in with your everyday flat panels and put it like every 3 or 4 panels and give it a nice architectural design without redoing your whole ceiling and spending $60,000. So it's just bringing new life to spaces and giving them a higher end look and feel. So it's not just, okay, my panel's $10. How much is your panel?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's like
And yesterday, people.
I was just going to say the race to the bottom, I think, is over. Like
I hope so.
we're coming out of that as an industry. You know, it's not just about energy efficiency. There's other things that matter. Quality light matters.
Yeah, but yesterday, like people got so excited when they see the panels. They do not believe actually this come from original panel. You know what I mean? It's an original panel, and we put a design film on it, okay, make into 3 dimensions. So people say, "Wow,
Can this be retrofitted?
Is this real?" You say,
Absolutely.
"Yes."
So that's like
it's really
kit.
cool. It's really cool.
Only if it's a TCP panel, though.
Right.
No, just kidding.
So that's the second one. Now we're talking about the creation side, okay? Then you also can call that the architecture side. We are more and more into that version, okay? The third thing we pushed out today is, as you guys know, we released what we call the high bay Q line, okay? What we did on that one is very simple because we believe today there's a huge amount of opportunity, what we call the flat roof. Okay, flat roof, okay? So called flat roof is you start at 5,000 square feet all the way to 100,000, 150,000. So what we want to do is we want to offering people what we consider is a full line. Yeah. How do we consider full line? We start at 2 footers at 14,000 lumens, all the way to the 4 footers at 440 watt and 60,000 lumens. Okay. We offer the 2 footers with IP65. You can wash down all the way to NSF rating. We go all the way to step down transformer from a 480 volts down to 277, and you name it. Okay, just use your imagination. All you have to do, tell us what building you're in, what you want. We have a product to fit right into it. Now, this is the application way we look at it.
TCP is in the habit of making very affordable but highly innovative products. Like they actually solve real problems in the field. I remember you showed us on one of the podcasts, we did some work on the rack lighting fixture. I found that was really exciting.
Yeah.
The one that's on the angles. Like just lots of good ideas coming out of TCP, folks. Yeah. So check out their booth. Do we have any final thoughts? What's your booth number at Light Fair?
2229.
2229.
2229. At the meantime, guys,
I always want to put 4 2s in there.
No,
I don't know why.
At the meantime, just for you guys' information, whoever's watching this, we have a happy hour start at 12 o'clock.
I'll be there.
12 o'clock. Okay, not just 12 o'clock.
We call that happy afternoon.
Happy afternoons. Everybody come in, hang loose, relax, enjoy.
Love it.
There you go. So we'll be back live again at I think 11 o'clock Las Vegas time or Pacific time. That's 1 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back live from the TCP booth. Thanks for listening, folks. Bye from Toronto. Say bye from Las Vegas, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye.